Today, I'll be talking about stop discarding things and people. And for a few minutes, I'll be talking about stop discarding things and people. God has been dealing with me with this thing. I've noticed a pattern in my life for a few years now. I remember the first time that I noticed this situation was when I bought a blender. I didn't read instructions and I like to open packages and I don't like to read the instructions and I like to put it together. Well, long story short was I got the blender, didn't know how to work the blender, so I took back the blender to the store and I told them I would like to return it because the blender is broken. Anyway, brought home another blender and the same thing happened. I said, you know what, I have to read the instructions. So I took out the instructions and then I read it and I knew how to work the blender. But in me reading the instructions, I realized that I took back a blender that was working. And the only reason why it wasn't working because I wasn't following the instructions. So I went and I said to the supermarket, listen, this thing is not working. I would like to return it. But it was working. I was the one that didn't want to read the instructions to see how it worked. Then last year I bought an Epson printer. I spent $300 on this Epson printer. It worked for me. Well, I bought it in 2020. Last year now, the printer now it something I think like a something had broken in the printer. I got so frustrated and I discarded the printer. And what I should have done was fixed it. Now I had to this year now buy back the same printer that I already discarded. And I'm seeing a pattern in my life with discarding things. And I just want to say to somebody today, just like me, stop discarding things and stop discarding people that you will need. Maybe you don't need that person right now, but maybe 2 years from now, 6 months from now, 5 months from now, stop discarding people, stop discarding things. You will need it. I threw away that printer and I had to now go back now and spend $300 again when all I needed to do was just even go on the Epson site and just replace. It was because I knew what was wrong with the printer. I threw it away because I got frustrated. And I'm saying to someone, stop discarding things, stop discarding people like me because you will need it. And that's what God wanted me to say to someone today. Stop discarding things and stop discarding people. You may not need that person now, but 6 months from now, 9 months from now, a year, 2 years, 3 years, stop discarding things and stop discarding people. You may need them in the future. You may not need them now, but let me tell you, something will happen and you will need that person. So I'm saying to someone today, stop discarding things and stop discarding people that you will need. I've been looking at my life and I've been seeing a pattern. I'm just getting frustrated at people, frustrated. Mostly it's things. I'm just getting frustrated and then I have to buy back those same things that I'm discarding. I have to go and spend money when I could fix it. I can fix it and spend less money than what it will cost to get something new. So I'm just saying to someone today, stop discarding people and stop discarding things that you will need. Everything comes with an instruction manual. Just find out. If it's a person, just go to God and say, I don't understand this person and I want to get rid of them. And you will see, just like me, when I got the instructions and I read the instructions and I applied the instruction, the blender worked perfectly. And then I realized I discarded that blender. Nothing wasn't wrong with it. So I'm just here to say to someone, and other things too in my life, but these are things, they're not people. There are things that I just wanted to get rid of and they work perfectly fine because what? I did not want to read the instruction manual. I'm just saying to someone today, stop discarding people and stop discarding things that you will need. You may not need it now, but in the future you will. You guys have a blessed day.